Hello everyone. I have to say thank you to many of my local Malaysian friends who have been watching my YouTube channel, even though they do not understand what I was saying in Cantonese. One friend suggested yesterday that I should record my video in English. Well, I tried English subtitles before, but it just took very long. And this time, a new idea came up, and I'm doing it in English by recording and voice over my Cantonese. I hope it'll work. Well, let's start with my show about property viewing, as I want to rent an apartment in Kuala Lumpur. 2 weeks ago, I started to look at two properties. One is called G Residence, which is around 12 minutes drive from K.L.CC. And another one is in Bukit Bintang, is called the Verticus. And this unit is quite nice, but it hasn't got a balcony, and it's a very busy district. And where there's a lot of traffic jam, as you know, and especially when it rains, the Grab taxi will cost 2 or 3 times. Therefore, I think I will go with the one with G Residence. Especially the landlord made a nice alteration about the kitchen. Although the apartment is big, but the standard kitchen design is quite small, and the landlord has converted the laundry room into a cooking area, which makes the kitchen more usable. And so I was thinking, maybe this is the one I'm going to rent. But many of my friends told me, no rush, there are plenty of apartments you can look at. So I think maybe I would take a look later after I come back from Sarawak, when I completed my application for the SMM2H visa. So there I wait, and after 5 days I came back to Kuala Lumpur. Then I was told by my agent that the landlord changed her mind, and she had some sort of financial issue, and therefore she decided to go out to rent a cheaper apartment and renting out her own. But now her financial situation has improved, so she decided to stay. So I was a bit disappointed, and therefore I have to start looking again. And first of all, let me tell you what I'm looking for. In terms of area, I must say thank you to many of my audience who leave some comments helping me to choose a good location. And one of them, actually several of them, suggested Desert Park City, which is a very nice area. But I think although it is only about 28 minutes drive from the city center, but when it rains, it costs a lot with Grab taxi, and I didn't plan to really drive into town. And Desert Park City has a nice lake, but I used to live in Tai Po in Hong Kong, and after a while, I may feel lonely and bored. But after all, the most concern is actually the rent. I thought living out far out and it should be cheaper, but in fact, Desert Park City is not cheap. The average rental is about 4 to 5 ringgit per square foot. And in the city area where I'm looking for, it's around 3 ringgit per square foot. So I thought, what's the point to move out there when the rent in the city center is cheaper? The area I'm interested in renting is called Ampang, and it's only about 12 minutes drive from the K.L.CC, and it is a very low density residential area because it's full of embassies here. For some reason, they do not like to have high rises around the embassies. And most of all, there are kind of 2 categories of properties here for rental. One type are the low rises. They're normally about 4 to 5 story high, but they do come with an elevator, so you don't have to walk up the stairs. Usually they are a little bit older, maybe 40 years old or more. The second category will be it's condominium really, and this is one of them called Pavilion Embassy. A lot of them actually designed in a way quite like a hotel. But however, they have open view because they are in Ampang, not in K.L.CC or Bukit Bintang. So normally their view at the window is nicer. So about my requirements of the apartment I want to rent, since I come from Hong Kong and live in Kuala Lumpur, I hope I can live in somewhere bigger than Hong Kong, about 1,200 to 1,500 square feet, rent about 3,500 to 4,500 ringgit. I'm going to show you the conversion to Hong Kong dollars in my show later on the screen. I hope to have a balcony, and I hope to have an oven in the kitchen, 2 to 3 bedrooms furnished, bright, airy, open view, and a swimming pool is a must because one reason I'm moving in Kuala Lumpur is to exercise, and I love swimming. Car park is necessary, and I don't see a problem here because most of the apartments I viewed, they normally come with a car park. So I started to use these requirements to begin my hunting journey again. And of course, this is only my requirement. You may have different requirements for yourself, but this is just for your reference. So I have looked at quite a lot of units, and I have selected 9 of them to show you in my YouTube. Therefore, it was going to take quite long. I have split them into 4 shows. The first 3 parts will be about property viewings, and the part 4, the last one, will be which one I decided to rent and why I did. So this part 1 show, I'm going to show you 3 units, and each of them will have similar size and similar price, and it's in the neighborhood I was thinking about. So let's look at the first one. The first one is also in G residence in the lower floor, a little bit cheaper, 3,700 ringgit a month. And first of all, I was very concerned about being low and facing the swimming pool. So first thing I did was went up to the balcony to check the noise level, which is not bad. I was worried about children playing and making a lot of screaming noise. Inside the apartment is very bright because everything is white. However, because it's deep, therefore the landlord actually need to turn on the light. Furniture is very simple and small, which is flexible if I want to rearrange them. And this is what I'm talking about. The standard kitchen is very small. Therefore, I like the idea of the last landlord have converted this laundry room into a cooking place. And so that the kitchens become more usable. In Kuala Lumpur, I always see this unusable area next to the entrance. So most of the time, the landlord puts some furniture here to decorate them. Here comes the master bedroom. I like timber flooring. I hope they have this in the living room too. Although it's a low floor, there are a lot of trees outside, so it has some kind of privacy. And inside the room, actually without switching on the light, it's a little bit dark. The double glazing in Kuala Lumpur is very good. It cut down the noise significantly. Again, the furniture are small pieces, very easy to rearrange. There's a wardrobe in the end of the hallway by the master bathroom, but it's not built in. One thing I like G residence is because of the large shower that is combined with the bathtub. So let's go and take a look at the second bedroom. The second bedroom is not a suite, so that the bathroom is outside. And the window is smaller, although the size of the room is still bigger than what we have in Hong Kong. In Hong Kong, this is a master bedroom size. There's only a single bed, which is not a bad thing because it can be easily converted into a study. This is the guest bathroom, but only thing is it hasn't got a window. So let's take a look at the area outside the entrance door where it's nicely decorated, and I can put some shoes cabinet and a stool here for changing shoes. Here's a long corridor, but at the end of the hallway in the lift lobby, there's some natural light, which is nice. And the podium level to the swimming pool is very much like many Hong Kong developments, and it's quite a good sized swimming pool. I think it's about 50 meters. The only thing is that around the corner, there's some area with very shallow water. If the children are not careful, they can just jump in and injure themselves. And there's also area downstairs at the shopping arcade level and level 1 where I can push my shopping cart from the supermarket all the way to my home. And downstairs, there's a ramp. This unit is not bad. It's within my budget, but it's in a lower floor. There's some concern I have, but I'm not going to tell you what that is yet. In fact, in the first 3 parts of these shows, each part I will show you 3 apartments, and my comments will be quite neutral because in fact, I've already put down deposit and signed the lease agreement for one of the units. But I'm not going to tell you until the last show in part 4. And by then, I'll tell you why I rented that one and why I'm not renting the others. But one thing I must say that I do like G Residence because of the convenience and the management of the building. There's a supermarket downstairs where I can push my shopping cart straight up to my apartment. Okay, so the first weekend I viewed 2 apartments, and another flat I viewed is in Verticus, which showed to me by a young fellow, an agent. And this time, he insists to show me another one for comparison in the same building. In fact, the same unit facing the same direction, but in a lower floor. Now, this unit is not exactly as contemporary as the last one, but is 4,500 ringgit a month. But the style of the interior decoration, I'll let you decide when you see these photos. Well, it looks very much like a rich Thai housewife style because of the sofa and the wallpaper and the chandelier. So I'm not sure about the interior decor. The reason I did not take any videos because the owners still live in there, and for the privacy, I just show the photos I found online. In fact, I can be honest with you, I did not rent this one because, as you see, I did not show any video and just a few photographs. The reason because it's not my style, because it's furnished, therefore I have to live with what they give me. And this agent is very clever. He said, oh, I know what you want space. So he took me to another place to view. And this is called the Brunsfield Embassy View, and which is obviously next to an embassy. And after registering a security guard, we walked in. It's slightly more than my budget at 5,000 ringgit a month, but it's a huge apartment, 1,851 square feet. 3 bedroom plus 1. Now, what that means, I don't know. Plus 1 we'll find out when we get upstairs. But I have to walk a long way through the car park to the lobby, which is called St. Petersburg. Then I started to ask the agent, why is it called that way? Oh, it is actually next to a Russian embassy. Upstairs in the typical lobby, it is very generic, like a very common housing estate in Hong Kong. But inside the apartment, it is big and bright and airy. First thing I did was open the door and feel the balcony noise. Well, it is quite busy, but it has got a very green view. And hopefully, I can close the door and shut the noise out. Furniture, they're huge and big size, but because of the spacious living room, that's no problem. Interestingly is the kitchen, because it has a glass panel blocking all the smell from the cooking and leave an open view, a laundry room with washer and dryer, a very simple dry kitchen outside with a refrigerator and an oven I wanted. And this is another unused space, an unusable sofa. They don't know what to do with it. And let's look at the master bathroom and master bedroom. Again, with timber floor I like. Very much like a hotel room, but with a balcony. Big bed, but the condition is sort of damaged. And it's a glass partition in the bathroom, just like a lot of hotels with a bathtub in the shower room. A huge wardrobe with mirror door. And next to that is a smaller room facing the back of the building. And the view is still open. It has a bathroom outside this room with a shower cubicle. I almost missed one room. This is a big room with a long wooden bench, which I can use for study. Very much like the master bedroom style, but this is a suite with a shower cubicle. And what 3 plus 1 means is this room, this is actually an armor's room with the toilet for the maid. So basically, overall, it is big, it is bright and airy because the color tone is very light. But it is over my budget. The pool is quite a good size pool. A couple of Russian having some beer on the side. So in general, it's not bad. So in this show, I have showed you 3 apartments. One is a low floor in G Residence. Another one I decided not to rent in a low floor in Verticus. And the last one is a spacious one in Brunsfield Embassy, which is slightly more than my budget. So thank you very much for tuning in, and I'm going to prepare part 2 and part 3 with more units to show you. I hope this English voiceover works because of my horrible accent. And thanks again to all the audience left me some good comments with good information. I learned a lot from all of you. Thank you very much, and thank you for sharing this video to your friends and subscribe my channel. See you next time. Bye bye.